Welcome to week 3. In this lesson, we will discuss box and whisker plots. I am Ms. V. Richardson, and I will be your instructor for the course.
Lesson 12, Box and Whisker Plot. Box and whisker plots contain two very important vocabulary words. The first is quartiles. Now, quartiles divide our box and whisker plot into 4 sections: Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. When we are looking at Q1 to Q3, that is called the interquartile range, and we know what range means. Each quartile shares the same percentage of data. Extremes are another word that we need to pay attention to. The extremes are the lowest and the highest number. We call these the lower extreme and the upper extreme. These are also known as minimums and maximums. Taking a look at a box and whisker plot, we can identify all of the information that we just explained. Now, first we have the minimum, which we remember is the lower extreme, and the maximum, which is the upper extreme. Median, which we also call Q2. Now, the median divides the lower quartile and the upper quartile. When we divide that lower quartile, that median is called Q1. When we divide the upper quartile into its median, that is called our Q3. If we want to find the interquartile range, we look from Q1 down to Q3 and find the range between those. That is our interquartile range, and that creates the box of our shape, which extends out to our whiskers, our minimum and maximum. So let's do this. The first step is to find the median. So we're going to mark off our highest and lowest numbers so that we can find our middle number. We have lowest, highest, lowest, highest, lowest, highest, lowest, highest, lowest, highest, lowest, highest, and we see here that we have 2 numbers that are in the middle. So in order to find the median of those, we have to find the mean or the average of those numbers. 6 plus 8 is equal to 14, and then we divide that 14 by 2 because we're using 2 numbers, which gives us a median of 7. Our Q2 is 7. Next, we're going to use the numbers to the left and find the median of those. So we have 1, 6, 2, 5, 2, 4, and then our Q1 would be 2. Now we're going to do that with the right side, the exact same process. So we're going to mark off lowest, highest, lowest, highest, lowest, highest, and we can see here that our Q3 is 9. From there, we can identify our minimum, which is 1, and that's also called our lower extreme, and we can find our maximum, which is 12, and that is the upper extreme. So now let's put this on our number line. 7 is our Q2, 2 is our Q1, and 9 is our Q3. Now we're going to use that to draw our box. And now we need to add on our extremes. So 1 is our minimum. We draw a whisker down to 1, and 12 is our maximum. We draw a whisker up to 12. That is how you draw a box and whisker plot from the data that you were given. To find the IQR for this data set, we use the Q3, which is equal to 9, and subtract away the Q1, which is equal to 2. So that means our interquartile range for this problem is 7. Now that I've shown you one, I want you to pause the video here and take the opportunity to try and draw a box and whisker plot using the data that you have been given. Let's begin by putting our numbers in order from least to greatest. 13, 14, 14, 14, 15, 15, 15, 16, 16, 21, 23. Now that our numbers are in order from least to greatest, we can find the median, which is also our Q2. Lowest, highest, lowest, highest, lowest, highest, lowest, highest, lowest, highest, and our Q2 is 15. Now we're going to work on the left side of our data and find the median, lowest, highest, lowest, highest. Our Q1 is 14. Now let's look to the right side of our data and find the median for those values. Lowest, highest, lowest, highest. Our Q3 is 16. Now we can put that information on our number line. We have our Q2 at 15, our Q1 at 14, and our Q3 at 16. We have a very narrow box here. Now from there, we want to go down and show our extremes. So we're going to show the lower extreme, which is 13. We are going to show our upper extreme, which is 23. That is how a box and whisker plot would look with this set of data. To find the interquartile range for this problem, we use Q3, which is 16, and we subtract Q1, which is 14. 16 minus 14 is 2. The interquartile range for this data set is 2. I have a question for my thinkers. In each of the quartiles of the box and whisker plot, what percentage of the data would be in each one? A quartile divides our data into 4 sections. That means our denominator would be 4. It takes 4 parts in order to make a whole. So each of these sections are 1 out of the 4 parts. That gives us a fraction of 1/4, which equals to 25%. Since there are 25% of the data in each quartile, what percentage of the data is in the interquartile range? And is that always true? The interquartile range, we know that goes from Q1 to Q3. That means we have 50% of the data in our interquartile range. Now, is that always true? Yes, it is. 50% of your data is in your interquartile range.
To help you learn this lesson, I have prepared guided notes to help you organize your thoughts in this lesson. This lesson is a part of a larger unit available at kepcurriculum.com. Each course contains video lessons, guided notes, practice activities, and assessments to help you learn and remember the material. With the course, you can reinforce your knowledge and ensure a deeper understanding of the content. It's easy to print the guided notes and use for those offline study sessions. I am Ms. V. Richardson, and I want to say thank you for watching this lesson using guided notes. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and become a family member at kepcurriculum.com. Happy learning! And don't forget, if you want to extend your learning, here are some additional videos that you can tune into.